Most business advice sounds like this. Build systems, delegate more, track your margins. And you're sitting there thinking, yes, but how? What does that actually look like for my business this week with these people and these constraints? Today, I'm going to show you. I'm building a full 90-day growth plan on camera, not a template, a specific plan for a specific business, the situation, the audit, the 3 moves, and the exact 13-week schedule. Let's go. Here's the business. I'm going to call it Apex Electrical. It's a small electrical contracting company, 6 people, the owner plus 5. Revenue last year, $780,000. The owner has been in the business for 11 years. He's good at his work, he's good with clients, and he is completely buried. Here are his constraints. 1, he cannot add headcount right now. Cash position doesn't support it. 2, he is still on the tools 3 days a week. That means he has roughly 2 days of actual management time. 3, he has no formal pricing system. Every quote is built from his gut. Been doing it so long, he trusts his instincts, but his instincts are costing him. Here is what his numbers actually look like. $780,000 revenue. After labor, materials, and overhead, his net margin is 7%. That's $54,600 take home on $780,000 of work for 11 years of experience, 6 days a week, and every decision flowing through him. That is not a reward, that is a trap. The goal for 90 days is not to double his revenue. I want to be clear about that. The goal is to get his margin to 15% without adding headcount, without him working more hours. Let's look at the audit. Before you build any plan, you need to know where the leaks are. I run a 4P audit on every business I work with. Product, price, people, process. 4 questions. Takes about 20 minutes and it tells you exactly where the next 90 days should go. Product. What work is Apex actually doing and which jobs are making money? When I went through his job records, the picture was clear. Residential rewires, average job value $3,200, margin 18%. Commercial fit out, average job value $12,000, margin 6%. He was chasing the big commercial jobs because the number looked impressive, but the margin was worse than the residential work he was turning down to take them. Product audit finding. He is doing the wrong mix of work. Price. How are his quotes built? Gut feel. 11 years of experience. No formula. The problem with gut feel pricing is inconsistent. I found 14 jobs in the last 12 months where he'd price virtually identical work at different rates. The gap was up to 22%. Some he won, some he lost. No way to know which pricing was right. Price audit finding. He needs a quoting system before anything else. People, who does what? Apex has 5 team members. 3 are fully productive, 2 are reactive. They wait for the owner to tell them what to do each morning. 2 reactive team members in a 6-person business is 33% of your workforce waiting. People audit finding. The delegation structure is broken. Process. What systems exist? Job checklist, no. Weekly numbers review, no. Quoting system, no. Client follow-up process, no. The owner is the only system that exists. Process audit finding. Every system needs building from scratch. The 4P audit gives you 4 problems, but you can't fix 4 things at once, not in 90 days, not with a 2-day management window. So I picked 3 moves, the 3 highest leverage changes that create compounding momentum. Move 1, build the quoting system. This is always first because it fixes price and fits product at the same time. Once Apex has a quoting system, every job gets priced consistently. More importantly, the system lets him filter job types by margin, so he can start shifting toward the residential rewires and away from the low margin commercial work. Estimated margin impact 4 to 6 percentage points. Timeline weeks 1 to 4. Move 2, fix the daily team structure. The 2 reactive team members don't need managing. They need a morning brief and a job checklist. Every morning, 5 minutes. Here is your job. Here is the checklist. Sign it off when you're done. The owner goes from being the daily coordinator to reviewing one job per week, estimated time recovered 6 to 8 hours a week. Timeline, weeks 3 to 6. Move 3, install the weekly numbers review, revenue, margin per job type, utilization, outstanding quotes. 1 page, reviewed every Monday morning for 20 minutes. This sounds simple, but without it, the owner is making decisions without data. The first time he sees his margin per job type in black and white, everything changes. Timeline, weeks 2 through end. Here is how the 13 weeks actually lay out. I break it into 3 phases. Phase 1, weeks 1 to 4, foundation. This is the build phase. Week 1, build the quoting system, price matrix, job type categories, margin floor for each type. Week 2, run the first weekly numbers review. Pull the last 12 months of jobs, categorize by type, calculate margin per type. The owner will see something he's never seen before. Week 3, introduce the morning brief and the job checklist for the 2 reactive team members. Week 4, run the first full month review. How many jobs were priced using the new system? What was the average margin compared to last year? Phase 2, weeks 5 to 8, activate. This is the adjustment phase. Week 5, start declining or repricing low margin commercial work. This feels uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Week 6, review the delegation structure. Are the 2 team members operating independently or still waiting? If still waiting, the checklist needs tightening. Week 7, begin tracking utilization. What percentage of available hours is being billed? Week 8, second monthly review. Margin trend, utilization trend, owner hours on management versus tools. Phase 3, weeks 9 to 13, compound. This is where the numbers start to move. Week 9, introduce client follow-up process. Every completed job gets a follow-up call at 30 days, not a sales call, a check-in. This generates referrals. Week 10 through 12, the owner should now have 4 full management days per week instead of 2. Use the extra time to quote more residential work actively. Week 13, full 90-day review. Revenue, margin, utilization, owner hours compared to day 1. The weekly review is what holds the whole plan together. Without it, everything drifts back to where it was. Here is the exact structure I give every client. Monday morning, 20 minutes, 5 numbers only. 1, revenue this week versus target. 2, average job margin this week versus 15% target. 3, utilization rate. 4, quotes sent versus quotes won. 5, one thing that went wrong and what we did about it. That's it. Not a board meeting, not a strategy session. 20 minutes, 5 numbers, 1 action. The owner who does this consistently will know more about his business after 4 weeks than he has in the last 4 years, because right now he's inside the business every day, but he can't see it. The weekly review gives him the view from outside. The last thing I want to cover is the owner's actual role in all of this, because the biggest mistake I see is owners who try to implement everything themselves on top of everything they're already doing. That's not a plan, that's more work. In move 1, building the quoting system, the owner's role is to define the numbers. What does a residential rewire actually cost to deliver? What margin do you need to make it worth doing? That's a 2-hour conversation. Then the system is built around those numbers. He doesn't need to be a spreadsheet builder. He needs to be the source of the knowledge. In move 2, fixing the team structure, the owner's role is to show up for the morning brief for the first 2 weeks. 15 minutes, 2 weeks. After that, the checklist runs itself. His job becomes reviewing 1 job per week for direct feedback. That's 30 minutes a week, not 6 to 8 hours of coordination. In move 3, the weekly numbers review. The owner's role is to protect the 20 minutes every Monday, non-negotiable. The number 1 reason plans fail is not bad strategy. It's the Monday review that gets skipped because a job came up. Protect the 20 minutes. If you want to run this same audit on your own business, the 4P audit, the 3 moves, the 13-week schedule, comment the word plan below. I'll send you the worksheet I use with every client. It's a 1-page document. It takes about 25 minutes to complete, and it tells you exactly what your 3 moves are. 90 days from now, Apex Electrical will be doing the same revenue, same team, but the margin will be sitting at 15 to 17% instead of 7%. That's an extra $60,000 to $80,000 in take home. Without a single new hire, the growth was already inside the business. The plan just activated it. That is what a real 90-day plan looks like, not a template. A diagnosis, 3 moves, and a weekly review that holds it together. Comment, plan for the worksheet. If you missed part 1 and part 2 of this series, the systems and the scaling levers, I'll link them both below. Subscribe and I'll see you next week. I'm Auden Derry from Leap to Growth.